up, family? Facebook, YouTube, whatever platform y'all joining on. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Hope all is well on this beautiful Wednesday. Hope y'all done got everything accomplished. I hope your week is going well. If you don't know who I am by now, just a FYI, I go by Zabo 103. I'm the dude that get on these live platforms, and I really just be trying to provoke thought. I believe that if you think, if you research, and you take action, you absolutely, without a doubt, can win. There's nothing, and I mean nothing, stopping you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish, unless you're trying to break the law. And if you're trying to break the law, I would suggest you don't. So welcome to this beautiful Wednesday. We're gonna chop it up, y'all, like we normally do. Before I get started, I've made it a point that I have to ask who's all in here. If this your first time in my live, put a 1 in the chat. What's up, family? If you've been in my live more than once, put a 2 in the chat. Just want to see where we at. See who we got up in this joint. Shout out to all the newcomers coming in. Shout out to my day one folks. I appreciate everybody always tapping in. Y'all never disappoint. So look, y'all, couple of things. I had went into the network earlier today and got on the message board, and Pros That Report, shout out to that. Got up on the message board at the community, the law abiding citizen community at Zabo103TV.com, and I just started just putting little stuff in on the message board over there. And I looked up, I'm like, who the heck is Keisha? And I'm steady commenting. Every time I comment, it's saying Keisha comment just now. I'm like, who the heck is Keisha? Why am I typing this stuff and Keisha keep coming up? Man, I'm logged into my wife account, just going at it. So I said, man, I got to figure out what I did wrong, how I get logged into her crap. But nevertheless, I digress. For those that are on the actual network, the message board is up. The law abiding citizen community is up. Definitely go in, get active. I placed a couple of things in there, and I'm going to put some more stuff in there probably throughout the rest of the night. And I'm most likely, I'm trying to do a better job with committing to it, which I don't have an issue with doing it, but I'm going to commit to get active in there every single day. So it's a great place to get some of your questions out there. If you need help with certain stuff, you want to post your journey, things of that nature, is a great place to actually post it. One of the reasons why we wanted it up. So, shout out to the people that have been a little active in there right now. And I know it's been kind of up and down because of some technical issues, but it looks like we got most of those kinks out. And look, I think from what I've been told, they're going to get service. It's going to get service every night, I think. So I'm like, all right, bet whatever it takes, you know what I'm saying, to keep that thing up and keep that thing rolling. So that should be fun. I'm getting more excited. I was excited about starting a network. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I was super excited about it, right? I'm getting more excited right now because now we're having conversation about how to build out this app. So app is coming, y'all. Why not? You had to wait till this morning? I think something was down last night, Mike. Because I think last night, I don't know if it was the website or something, but they was doing some type of service thing. Because I can't even look at anything. So I was looking at the service thing, the server thing this morning, and for whatever reason, I'm not sure. Like again, I'm not a tech guy, so I don't freaking know, y'all. So I appreciate you too, family. But I think at night around a certain time, whatever, they go down for maintenance. and then they do whatever maintenance and whatever update they're doing. So I don't really know, but I'm happy you were able to get in there. We're gonna be rocking and rolling for the people that's a part of the Zabo 103 TV .com community. I'm gonna be live in the morning down at property number 29. They putting that septic tank in, and I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed when I say this. The septic tank in and the primary drain and secondary drain in tomorrow. As long as the weather permits, I'll be down there. They'll get that stuff done, and I'm gonna be live on the network, so y'all can see this stuff firsthand. We're gonna continue talking about prices with different stuff, so y'all are gonna know that as well. And there's some other stuff supposed to be going on tomorrow too. So it's a fun-filled day tomorrow. We're gonna get an opportunity to get up in there and just check out what we need to check out, so we can keep it pushing the way we keep it pushing. So again, I appreciate everybody up in here and that's on the network. For all my new people that's on the live, I know y'all like, what the heck is he talking about? What is going on? Somebody sent me over here to this joker and he just started talking about some. I have no clue what he's talking about. Can somebody catch me up to speed? Because I'm lost. So look, y'all, like I said before, I'm Zabo 103. I get on these live platforms and I really just try to provoke thought, y'all. I believe if you think, you research, and take action, you can absolutely win. For my new people that are on the live, I know you probably was sitting here. Let me just give you a couple of ground rules. It is what it is. I'm not a financial advisor, y'all. I'm not a wealth manager at all. I'm a dude on the internet that figured out how to connect the dots. I don't want to say this with no form of cockiness or arrogance, none of those things, but I'm a dude that figured out how to connect the dots. And one of the things that I found through my journey of connecting dots, I found out that wealthy people understand how to connect the dots. Everybody else, they have a hard time at it, y'all. Think about that. Think about that for a second, y'all. And when I say, I figured out how to connect the dots, I figured out a way that I can spend the time with the people that I care about and love the most all day, every day. Have a 7-day weekend every week. And a lot of people never, ever, ever make it to that place. As a person that didn't have wealth in his family for the last 5 years, I'm telling you, it's not as complicated as you think. Well, let me take that back. I'm not going to say it's not as complicated as you think, because it is, because of all of the training that you've been done throughout your whole life, from your mama belly all the way up to today. You've been trained to think the way you think. You've been trained to operate the way you operate. There are certain things in your life, regardless of what people will say to you, you're going to automatically think something completely different because of the way you've been trained. What does that mean? When you learn how to connect the dots, you have to unlearn all of these different things that you didn't learn. Some of the stuff you're going to have to keep in your back pocket because you're going to be able to pull it out. And the reason why you're going to pull it out is because when you start connecting the dots, those different things that were little spots that didn't really mean nothing to you, it's going to mean a lot. But you got to unlearn that process that was taught to you, the BS process. Go to school, get a good education. When you go to college, go to a nice college, go pick the field that you want to go into, get out of school, get a college degree, and go work for the company in the field that you went to school for. You get at this company, move up in the rankings, work long hours, work hard. You work there for 20, 30 years, then you retire. You got your spouse, you got your kids, and now you're ready to travel the world at 65. This is the delusion that you've been taught. You've been trained this way. And I'm not going to say it's not your fault, because it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to do something different. You have to understand at some point, and I don't have to really tell you that you was trained the wrong way, no matter what level of education you got, no matter what your title is at work. It don't matter, y'all. You have been taught some stuff that realistically it's going to take you years to unlearn. Like when you meet somebody and they successful, hey, what type of job you got? What make you think the only thing they got is a job since they successful? He's super successful. She's super successful. They must work really hard. Think about what I'm saying. But these are common things that you would say because of the way you've been trained. Because of the way you've been trained. And the reality of it is, it can't be further from the truth. When it finally dawned on me, and I know this is a fact for y'all too, y'all should know this. The people who work the most make the least. And the people who work the least make the most. When I really registered, I already knew this, right? The person that's using his brain or her brain is going to wind up probably making more money than a person that's using, like, physical brute force, right? But the reality of it is, something else should click when you hear it. Wealthy people aren't working harder than you. They never will. Because while you're trading all your time for money, wealthy people are saying, I'm going to give you the money so you can trade it for the time. So you're going to give me your time for this money. I'm going to give you this money so you can give the time so I can get my time back to spend it with the people that I care about and love the most. Why is that? Wealthy people understand the only purpose of money is to make money. Poor people believe the primary use of money is to pay bills. It's just your thought process. When you start to unravel this web that's been weaved around you your whole life, things start to change. You start to see things that you can't unsee. Sometimes when I get on social media, sometimes I'm not gonna say it'd be overwhelming, but sometimes it do be a little overwhelming for me when I get on social media sometimes, because I'll be looking at stuff like, I can't make sense out of that. This person is struggling. They're having a hard time. They're live on social media. They got 5,000 people on their live. And they live on social media, pouring their heart out about their struggle. And not one time have they thought about selling that to these people so they can get out of their situation, providing a service for these people so they can get out of their situation. Even just asking, hey, can y'all send me a cash up so I get out of my... Not one time. Not even, hey, can you give me some words of encouragement? Come on, y'all. Like, these things are unreal when you really look at it. And when you really think about it. All the things that we glorify. All the things that people idolize. All the things that people have said today they need, but it's really a want. Imagine people saying that they need a cell phone today. You need a cell phone. You need it. No, you want it. It has some benefits, don't get me wrong, but you just want it. Could you live without it? We did before. We 100% did before. Man, I can't wear that other than polo. I can't wear that but polo, man. I need my polo. You need it? Or you need a shirt? You need a pants, some pants. You need what tell me, help me understand. These things don't make sense, y'all. And at some point, you're gonna have to come to the realization that you've been tricked. You've been played. You've been fooled. And it ain't really a lot you can do about it until you start to unlearn the nonsense and relearn this other stuff, which is pretty interesting because the people that have all the power, they're not keeping a secret from you. They're sharing the information every day, all day. But you're not paying attention because you too educated. So you're thinking that they meant something else when they meant what they said. You can go look at the law and you'll come out and interpret and your own interpretation of what the law said, even though the law told you what it was. You will make up your own interpretation and debate somebody down about your interpretation. Just loud and wrong. So what is that? What does that mean? Why is that important? It's the difference between you working your whole life until you leave this planet, or you spending the time with the people that are most important with you. Think. So these are the things that you got to start to ask yourself. Just ask yourself the question. Just ask. Ask yourself some simple questions. I need to do this. I need to do this so that my spouse can be taken care of. My kids can be taken care of. My grandkids can have a head start. My great-grandkids can have a head start. So if I do this, I know I can give them a head start, but I can't afford to do it. You can't afford not to do it. It's funny when I talk about, the whole life insurance policy and you've been able to get compound interest tax-free daily on it that you can borrow against and pay yourself back with interest. When I mention those things, I'm not going to say it's wild because I remember those days when I used to be like that, but you don't understand how many people don't even understand that. They don't know that. They don't get that concept. Man, if you run every dime through your whole life insurance policy or your life insurance policy that got a cash value, whichever one you decide to go with, right? Man, I can't run my whole every penny through my life insurance policy. Why wouldn't you? You run everything through your bank. Man, that's different, man. The money in the bank, man, I can touch it. You can touch the money in your life insurance policy too. They're gonna make me wait every 30 days. When you went to work at your job, did you put a week in the hole? And then you had to wait another week, 2 weeks, so to speak, to get your paycheck? They don't pay you as soon as you do the work. You working right now, you won't get paid for this work until 2 weeks out. So you telling me you can't figure out how to come up with 2 more weeks of living so you can hold out 30 days to change your life? Man, I can't run every dime through my life insurance policy. But again, you can run every dime of your money through the bank. And you ain't getting no return on investment on it. Well, I got a high interest savings account. Stop. You're not making sense. You're not making sense at all. Well, my interest rate on my savings account, how much money have you made on your savings account this year? Let's be for real. Man, I done made like $4,000-$5,000 on my savings account. Claim it on your, did you go ahead and write it as income? Because it was over $600. No, I ain't writing it as income. Okay, you're gonna have an IRS issue pretty soon. But you could have made that and some in that life insurance policy, and it would have been tax-free. But nobody hears these different things. So I'm saying that to say this. You got to unlearn what you didn't learn. You can't be offended about what you were taught. It's okay. We all was bamboozled. We all went through it. We all are I ain't gonna say victims of it, but we all are people that have went through this and been educated this same way. It's okay. The only thing on this planet that I know is that I don't know. You know how many people on this planet that believe they really believe they have an original thought? Ain't no thought coming out your mouth an original thought. It's something that you didn't heard or saw somewhere from somebody else that didn't heard and saw it somewhere else. I don't know when the last time anybody really had a original thought. I try to outsmart myself sometimes and come up with original thought, but that ain't no real thing. Think. Just think for a second. Imagine you getting up, going to work every single day, doing the exact same thing every day, telling the world that you're going to get a different result. You know how many people came through the workforce before you that had the same vision that didn't do nothing different? Do you understand what that really looks like? I only know one person that worked a job and stayed working at that job for forever and ever, and they built a life for their family where they can be wealthy. Only know one person. And that one person was the number 2 guy at Apple. I'm gonna say that one more time. That person was the number 2 guy at Apple. I don't know anybody else, y'all. So my question is, are you the number 2 person at your company? When your company started, you were the number 2 person. If you weren't, the chances of you becoming wealthy working for somebody else, it's a drop in the bucket, y'all. And this whole notion of I'm going to get rich working for my job. No, you're not. Rich don't exist. It's not a real thing. It was only a term put in place to bring people comfort, just like the middle class. You're either poor or you're wealthy, boys and girls. Nothing more, nothing less. And this whole notion of you got to think outside of the box, you ain't in prison. You in America. Or you in whatever place you're in. But the reality of it is, if you're not in prison, what box you thinking outside of? The box don't exist. Why are you giving yourself a roadblock? The math ain't mathing, y'all. Something's off. And then when you hear people that speak the way I speak, you'll think something wrong with them. You'll think they off their rockers. You'll think, man, I don't know what's going on with that boy right there, man. Something going on with him. He ain't wrapped too tight. The elevator don't go all the way up to the top. It's stuck between 5 and 4. I need y'all to hear what I'm saying. So on this beautiful Wednesday, as you're working for somebody else's last name, what did you learn? What did you learn today on this Wednesday after you went and fought for somebody else's last name for 8 hours? What did you learn? What did you learn them 2 hours in traffic that you spent today going and coming home from work? What did you learn in rush hour traffic? I can tell you what I learned when I was doing it. I learned that there was so many people conditioned, all of us were thinking the exact same way. I'll be happy when this day over. I'll be happy when this day over. I'm so tired, man. I can't wait to get home and just get in the bed and just lay down and go to sleep. But I don't want to go to sleep too fast because I got to do it all over again tomorrow. How long are you going to do this same cycle? Same cycle. And side note, rush hour traffic. Here's a side note. I live in Georgia. Traffic pretty bad, right? And I know like places like California got some bad traffic, New York, Chicago got some pretty bad traffic too, right? Most every state's doing rush hour traffic. Traffic get pretty bad. But I got a question, right? Every state has a highway, or we got 285, right? 285 going to Circle. If you didn't know that, now you know. Sorry, cat's out the bag. Every state has a highway that goes in a circle. And it just goes around the perimeter of the major city. Okay? And then there are other highways that are attached to other states that come in your state, go out of your state, both ways, right? I always had a question about rush hour traffic. Now I can see 285 kind of being, because it's in a circle. I can see people getting off work at the same time and it being a hard time for people to get through. But on a highway, or an interstate, I should say, on an interstate like 75, 85, right? That'll take you all the way to Florida or all the way up to Maine. Who is the person in the front holding up the traffic? Who is the person in the front holding up the traffic? And I'm kind of confused, right? Because when you're going through the traffic and when the traffic breaks up, it don't be no accident, it don't be nothing. How did it just free up in that one spot? When I used to be fighting traffic, I used to believe that somebody was paying people to be in the front causing traffic. I said the state must be paying somebody, a bunch of folks, doing rush hour traffic, just get in the front and just stop the backup traffic. That's what I used to believe, y'all. Because to me, the math don't math. I'm on 85. 85 goes all the way to Maine. Really 95, right? Go all the way to Maine. 85, 95, the same thing, y'all. Some ain't right in the water, y'all. But then again, right? That's no difference than going to college and getting $150,000 in student loans, and then you get out here and get a job, and the job starts you at $60,000 a year. The math ain't mathing. This ain't the dream that they told me about, y'all. Something's off. Well, that's not as bad as I make, or I'm bringing home $60,000 a year. I'm living off of $45,000 a year. I got $5,000 a year going into my 401k. That puts me at $45,000. And I got another $5,000 I'm putting away into my savings account every year. Now, I don't know what type of math this is. I could be wrong. But out of this 50 grand that I'm bringing to the house, I'm living off of $40,000 and $10,000 I'm putting away every single year. And I believe with this math, some type of way, if I work here for the next 30 years, I'm going to be able to live off of it. The math ain't mathing, y'all. If it's cost me 40 grand every year to live, and I'm putting away 10 grand every single year, what made me think in 30 years with that 300 grand that I got, which nobody saves that much money ever on a job, with that $300,000 that I done saved on my job, and there's time to retire, I think the living expense is going up, but let's just stay flat at $40,000. At $300,000, I got about 7.5 years worth of living. What's going to happen after the 7.5 worth of living expense go away? I'm just going to leave the planet. The math ain't mathing, y'all. Something's in the water. And these ain't secrets. Every time you hear people all the time, they talk about what? Save your money, save your money. You can't save your money into wealth. You can't even save your money into that fake existence called rich. It ain't gonna happen, y'all. Because the money you saving is the money that you got, right? The money that you're saving is the money that you have, right? I'm trying to make this make sense. Or maybe I'm bugging. But these are the different things that you've been trained to believe that are important to your life, they're valuable to do it, and blah, blah this and blah, blah that. You've been taught to be a consumer so much you don't understand it when someone's treating you like it. The bank is treating you like they're supposed to treat you. You're their customer. The United States of America is treating you the way that they're supposed to treat you. You're their employee. Uh-oh. Don't let me get started on that. I don't want no smoke. Think. You have so many people out here right now talking about we need to get together and come into power. You ain't ready for that. In order for you to get into power, somebody gonna have to get conquered. Newsflash. That's the only way that's gonna work. The people that are in power, they conquer some people. Period. But nobody hears this stuff. People go on about their everyday life the way they go on about their everyday life just to do what? The same thing they did yesterday. They want to figure out who they can be around that they can be in a better position than them. Think. Put this stuff in perspective, y'all. You're saying you want better for yourself. You're saying you want better for your family. You want better for all the people that are around you, but you ain't doing nothing to make it better. I would think if you're going to become wealthy, successful, rich, whatever it is you're trying to do, right? Happy, whatever it is you're trying to do, you should probably look at history and look at people that had whatever it is that you wanted in your life. You wanted to be happy? Look at the people in history that was happy and start mimicking what they were doing. You want to be wealthy? Look at the people that they had wealth in their family for hundreds of years and start mimicking what they were doing. This stuff is not that complicated, y'all. But it goes back to people don't know how to connect the dots. Even when they being told, they still can't connect the dots. This is the reason why when information is given out to people, less than a 10th of a percent of the people actually going to do something with it. Less than a 10th of a percent of the people are actually going to do something with it. That's super wild, y'all. You got to be asking yourself, I want to do something different. I haven't done that different. Appreciate your family. I ain't did nothing different, but I want to do something different. Why haven't you done it differently if you want to do something different? You probably should ask yourself that question. You should say, self, I've been wanting to do something different for the last 5 New Year's resolutions, and I ain't did it yet. Why haven't I done it? And just give yourself an answer. Maybe yourself might say, because you didn't tell us to do nothing. And when your brain says back to you, you didn't tell us to do nothing, don't start thinking you got all these personalities. That's not what I'm saying. Your brain, when they say us, they're talking about them 35 trillion cells in your body. I don't think people understand how powerful they are. When you tell yourself that you're going to do something, you're telling 35 trillion cells that you're going to do something. So what does that mean if you tell yourself you can't do something? You're telling 35 trillion cells to ensure you don't do nothing. But nobody hears that. That's too much like right. And these are common sense things, y'all. I'm not saying nothing earth-shattering to you. This ain't something you ain't heard before. But you got to make a decision. You can't keep waiting on something called luck. It don't exist. It's opportunity meets preparation. Opportunity meets preparation. The person that has been preparing to take advantage of the opportunities that come up, I guess they lucky. But you haven't prepared for anything. So when opportunities come up, you can't even get lucky. But that's a different conversation. That's an odd way to look at it. You're more busy about who talking about who. You busy thinking about, is your baby mama going to try to take advantage of you if you take this journey of coming wealthy? How your baby daddy going to act? How your husband going to act? How your kids going to act? How your wife going to act when you take this journey of wealth? You too busy trying to think about these people that you may have had some disagreements with in your life, what they're going to do to attack you. You know how many cats I talk to and I had a conversation with them about them doing more. They were like, man, I got to wait till my son get 18, family. What happened at 18, bro? Man, by the time my son turned 18, man, I'll be done with the child support by then. Not if he go to college. Well, man, you know, whatever. If you go to college, a different story, man. But I got to wait till I get off child support, man, because I can't have her go back and get more money from child support from me. What are you talking about, bro? So you're telling me you're going to put your life on a standstill and not build wealth so you can stop worried about money because you don't want to have to pay more in child support? You can't even make this stuff up. But people do it every day. Every day they run from it. And if you were building wealth, what child support? What child support you going to get when you build this wealth? Wealth is not money, people. Wealth is time. You should absolutely be going to build wealth instead of being worried about child support, because the reality of it is you can spend more time with your kid. Because wealth is not money, it's time. Wealthy people ain't got no money. So if your baby mama do take you back to court for more child support, they might lower that joint once they see what you actually make or don't make. Man, I ain't never seen nobody go to child support and they lower the child support. Dame Dash went through that stuff, and I don't know what Dame Dash going through, but shout out to him, man. Whatever he going through, I hope everything work out. And if he's not going through nothing, blessings to him. But Dame Dash showed y'all something, fellas. Dame Dash went back to court and said, with a straight face, I make $6,000 a year, and showed them proof. Well, he was on back child support to pay her stuff. No, the judge wanted him to pay all the child support up front. Kind of what the NBA player just did. What's the guy name out there? I forgot his name. Told that woman, he said, I don't want nothing to do with that baby. I'm giving up all the rights. I don't want nothing to do with it. The judge, they came to a settlement agreement, and the young lady said yes to the settlement agreement. He paid her $1,080,000. Edward. Yep. $1 million. Now, as a business decision for him, I mean, it probably was the best business decision you could have made. But boy, you don't want nothing to do with your blood? You think this is truly about money? And I know why he wanted to do it and get away from it, because he has a earned income. His earned income is a high earned income. And according to the IRS, the people in the business that pay taxes are people that earn an income. He gets a paycheck, just like everybody else. So he's an employee. Think. But these are the things that people just look over. They think because you have somewhat of a high salary, they think that, oh, nope, this is the best person on the planet. When I saw that today, man, I ain't gonna even front, man. I ain't in their business. I don't know what their situation is. I don't know too much about it, but I did see it. And when I saw it, I had to scratch my head a little bit. I was like, man, he's no different than any other employee out there, y'all. No other cat out there that's an employee that's looking for a way out and don't understand you just hurt yourself. You just hurt yourself. You just hurt yourself. And you have no clue how bad you just hurt yourself. Do you know what damage that's going to do to that child? You do know you're not going to play in the league forever. And even though you made a good business move, right? You made a good business move, no doubt about it. I hope when you leave the league, you're doing those same things. That baby's going to grow up. And that mother going to have to tell that baby something. And we know how y'all are, ladies. Don't get it twisted. Y'all just going to tell y'all babies the truth. Y'all going to tell your baby. They're going to see it on the internet anyway. I would tell them the truth. When he decides to re-enter in that baby life, maybe as hopefully sooner than later, but if it's later in life, you'll have a hard time in it. And it sucks. It sucks because so many people get caught up in the money aspect of what they believe wealth is, that they lose sight of the reason why they were put on this planet. The last time I checked, they talked about be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. And I could be wrong. I could be off. But it wasn't worth it. The juice weren't worth the squeeze. But it goes back to, hey, look, I can't completely blame him 100%. She should have never entered into that situation at all. Ever. It's a bad decision creating a broken home from the jump. A straight bad decision. So, what am I saying on this beautiful Wednesday? People, we got to get out our own way. People, if you want something different, you got to change. You sick and tired of being at this place of employment, you got to do something different. I got a group of people over at Zabo103TV.com. We on the move, y'all. And I'm not saying we on the move like it's all of us doing, moving in one boat. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there are so many different people over there doing so many different things. It ain't even funny. It's almost scary. So I'm saying that to say this. You need to get around a community of people like-minded that's on the move. Even if you ain't got the mindset right now and you're trying to get the appropriate mindset for you to do whatever it is you're trying to do, you need to get around those people, y'all. And I'm not talking about networking. I'm talking about just being in the present so you can hear some of the stuff that's happening. This past, what was that, Monday meeting that we had, where people were just talking about the different things that they were doing, the different questions they had. There were a good amount of people on the live with us that didn't say a word. They were just watching. And I'm sure some of these things that they were asking me and me showing them different stuff and answering questions from my perspective, from the things based off I know, it sparked something different in everybody, depending on where they at. It's a crazy place, y'all. It's a crazy place, y'all. And it's one of those things where you don't see it because you only see what's in your feed on social media. You don't know all this other stuff that's happening. You don't even think it's a real thing. You can't even wrap your brain around it because your feed is what's feeding you. And it's all based off of things that you've enjoyed in your life. So you can't even break away from it if you wanted to. When in reality, if you want to do something different, again, you got to do something different. So I look back and I just go back to, days in my life when I, in that same rat race and my way of thinking went all the way there. I was like, man, I got to get me a bag and that's it. Not really studying, putting myself around people just to see and hear what they got going on. These things are crazy, y'all. It's choppy for you. Nah, sometimes it get choppy when I start to talk the way I'm talking. So I'm gonna switch the way I'm talking for a second because I know sometimes when I get into these modes and I'm sharing certain things and I'm talking about certain topics, the live get kind of So let me say this. This is a safe place. Everybody welcome. I'm just showing love. That's it. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke at all, y'all. I'm just here showing love. And that's wow. That's a wild situation. But it also should tell you something. It should 100% without a doubt tell you something. What's wrong with the message that I'm sharing right now? Why is it so terrible? Why would we slow down the message? It ain't hurt nobody. It's only helping people. But the goal ain't to help folks. The goal is never to help people. The goal is for you to stay doing what you're doing because it's beneficial. Don't ever get it twisted. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a dude on the internet talking. I'm just a dude on the internet talking. Are you talking about my network? Zabo103tv.com. Zabo103tv.com. You can go over there and subscribe. The link is in the bio. Tap in. Let me see something real quick. Definitely tap in over there to the network. I don't think you missed. Well, you missed much. I kind of went on a little tangent. I shouldn't have went that route. Let me change it up. You can go over to Zabo103tv.com and get your free digital copy of Creating the Life You Truly Deserve. You can go over to Zabo103tv.com. The link is in the bio. You can go and get your free copy, Creating the Life You Truly Deserve. Trying to figure out how I can get a TV show. I have my own network. So I don't really need a TV show. I got my own network. It's like Netflix. But I can go live over there. So I don't really need a TV show. If I wanted a TV show, I would just put a TV show on my network. I'm giving you a hard time, family. But definitely tap in at Zabo103tv.com. The link is in the bio. Let's get into it, boys and girls. To all my new people on the live, I know I kind of gave y'all a little bit of a different perspective chart starting out. So let me ask the question from the very beginning. My day one people, y'all understand I go through this sometimes where I just veer off to a whole different topic depending on how my heart feels. So if you're new to my live, put a 1 in the chat. Let's get into some normal stuff, y'all. Let's get into some normalcy. Let's go back to what the algorithm like. If you're new to my live, put a 1 in the chat. 23, what's up, family? Let's get in that time. All right, we got some new people up in here. What's going on over there? There's a bunch of new people over there. Oh, I got to take this call, y'all. Hold on a second. Ooh. Hello? Had y'all muted for a minute. Had to take that call. One of the tradesmen called me. They're gonna be down there in the morning. If you can hear me now, you can put a 1 in the chat. I had y'all on mute. Just FYI. You're like, oh man, I can't hear what's going on. They're gonna left out. I had y'all on mute. If you can hear me, put it. All right, y'all can hear me now. I had y'all on mute, people. Don't freak out. But that was one of the tradesmen. Let me know that basically they're gonna be down there in the morning doing what they do. So I'm gonna be down in the morning, ready to rock and roll, and we gonna make it happen tomorrow morning. So that's gonna be fun, y'all. One on point. I'm with you. So we're gonna chop it up in the morning on the network live at Zabo103tv.com. So all my people, I'm probably gonna get down there super early tomorrow. I gotta believe I'm gonna get down there probably around like 8 o'clock in the morning. So probably a little bit after 8, probably around like 9:30, I'll be live. I'm gonna go live on social media first to let y'all know I'm live. So y'all get the notification, and then I'm gonna go live on the network down there. If it's too choppy while I'm down there doing what I'm doing, don't worry, it will be recorded and it will be uploaded to the network. So you'll be able to catch all of it, irregardless of it. And then we got our live tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. So it's going to be interesting, y'all. But we're going to continue going up on the network. I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about, y'all, before I took that call? Or before the sign went off? What was I saying? Anybody want to share? Because I don't remember. What was I saying right before the sound went out? Okay, cool. What was I saying before the sound went out? Somebody bring me back where I was so I can go back there, or I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. My mind be just 100 miles per hour. Oh, okay. Yep. I appreciate the insurance guys. If you're new to the live, put a 1 in the chat. If you're new to the live, put a 1 in the chat. We need to get back to the other stuff because I don't want the algorithm to do nothing crazy with me here. And shout out to TikTok, shout out to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever platform you're on. Shout out to all the platforms that's on here. I got much love and much respect for all the platforms. And again, we're going to follow the rules, y'all. That's what we do. We ain't playing no game. Okay? None. So to all my people that's new to the live, I know, how can I say this? I'm not gonna say I know, I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming that you popped on my live, maybe you saw me in your feed, FYP page, on your live feed, on whatever other platform y'all on, and you saw me over here yapping. Like, what is this cat talking about? Some of y'all probably popped in here because somebody sent you, and that's cool. So what I want people to understand, especially my new people that's up in here, right? I want people to think about something for me, just for a second. And I'm going to ask a question, and y'all can respond the way y'all want to respond. If you hit the lottery today for $300 million right now, what would you do tomorrow? I'm going to ask that question again. Anybody can answer this question. It doesn't matter. If you hit the lottery today for $300 million, what would you do tomorrow? Put it in the chat. Travel. I knew that would come up. Cool. Leave, quit my job. Okay, that's fair. Quit my job is a real thing. I know people will do that for sure. Disappear. I get that too. Lamborghini dealership. Take care of my homeless. Take care of my homeless first. Okay. Invest in long-term stock. Okay. Buy land. Bill bill my agent and my I get you on that. Your life insurance. Okay, I'm with you on that. That's fair, right? Bill your agency. Okay. Buy land for your compound. Okay. What else? What else would you do? And my signal is getting weak on these other platforms. I'm not sure what's going on. Open a gaming center for adults. Okay. Cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Make sure you have life insurance for everybody in your family. Buy a lot of land. Okay. Hmm. Now I know a lot of the new people put a lot of different things in, and some of my people that's been around here for a while and did some things. Take your company to the next level. I like that too. Now I have a second question. All these things that you said you would do, does it take you $300 million to do it? You know, buy land, put life insurance policy on all your family members, travel the world, build your agency, right? Does, taking your business to the next level. Does it cost you $300 million to do this stuff? If the answer is no, then what's stopping you from doing it right now? I'm willing to bet you not only don't cost you 300 million, I'm willing to bet you what you're trying to do right now ain't even cost you 300,000. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it don't even cost you 30,000. And I might get a little scary when I say this. A lot of this stuff y'all talking about probably ain't even gonna cost you 300 bucks. Think. Just think for a second. If none of these things cost you $300 million, there's no reason for you not to be doing these things right now. Trying to disappear right now, you can disappear without $300 million. You can disappear with what you have in your bank account right now, if you wanted to. And that's a fact. Think. There are people that know me personally. I haven't changed my number, haven't changed much to anything, and they never see me. Ever. And I did that with no money. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. Taking your business to the next level, you don't need no money to take your business to the next level. Mm-mm. You need the customers, not the money. The money will come, sure, but you just need to think a little bit. Think about what you can do right now, where you at, to make your business better, and that's going to take your business to the next level. You want to buy land. Most of the states in United States of America, a land bank auction just passed. You could have went down there with $3,000, went nobody down no way, and you could have got you some land. You could go reach out to a life insurance broker or agent right now, and everybody that you want to put life insurance on, that you care about and love the most, go ahead and accumulate them all up and go on and get that little package deal. It probably ain't, depending on how many people it is, it probably ain't gonna cost you no more than a few $100s. If I'm being honest. See, I think a lot of times we have this vision of we got to put all of this money into what we're doing. We got to put all this money into what it's going to be or what it ain't. But it never requires all this money that you think. Just like when you probably started your business, you probably thought that you were going to need all this money to do it until you start your business, realize, oh, I ain't really need that much money. I don't need that much money. It ain't cost that much. A couple of dollars here, a couple of dollars there. Same amount of money I'd have been spending anyway. Think. A lot of people believe you got to have all this credit and all this money saved to do all these different things that you need to do. And in reality, the only thing you're missing is information and taking action with the information that you get. There's going to come a time where that what I just said to you is going to click and your life is going to change instantly. Because you're going to realize as soon as you get some information, you're going to start taking action. And you're going to see that it didn't cost you an arm and a leg. It didn't cost you an arm or a leg. It was interesting. I got a family member, man. He is so talented. It don't make no sense, man. I mean, super talented. I'm talking about can do any and every. I ain't never met nobody in my life outside of him that can just do anything. It's almost scary. So me and the wife, we were with our youngest boy today, hanging out with him, right? And he hit us up, and he was like, "Hey, I made something for y'all." I said, "What you made?" I ain't gonna tell you. Just check it out. Open the message, and it's like a wave file, a straight up down wave file. I click in the wave file, like hit play, and he done made me a song for my network. I said, "Man, what is this?" He said, "Man, I made you a song for your network, man. Everybody need a theme song." What are you talking about, bro? Everybody need a theme song, bro. I made you a theme song, man. You can put it on your network. I said, "Well, how much you want for it?" "Man, I can't charge you that for it, man. You've been a blessing in my life, man, and I can't charge you that, bro." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, am I gonna have any copyright issues?" "No. It's my song. I made it, got everything. It's all official, man. It's ready to go. You can do whatever you want to do with it. I made it. I'm giving you full clearance on it. You can do whatever you want to do with it." So I said, "Well, how much you want me to give you?" I went back to that. "Nah, man, I don't need nothing. I'm good." All right, bro. All right, I'll take it, but I need you to do something. He was like, "What do you need me to do?" "I need you to go to ASCAP, BMI, and DistroKid and go ahead and sign up for those different sites. Go ahead and put this song on the site. And when I start using your song on social media, even though it's free, every time somebody hear it, you'll start getting a publishing check. Even on my network, every time I play it, you'll start to get a publishing check for it. Since you don't want to take no money from me, don't miss out on the other side of it." Wait a minute, bro. How does that work? What do you mean? Yeah, you're gonna get a publishing check. You're in the music business now, bro. Congratulations. You your own label. Oh. We don't have a way for you to invest. Think about that for a second. I used to put sounds on social media all the time where it had my face on it. And people would go and they'll take my sound and put it up and never give me credit. Hold on a second, y'all. Yeah, I paused it. I had to take that call. But I used to put this sound up all the time, and people would just take my sound. They would never give me credit for it. So I'm like, how can I get credit for these sounds? Right? Right? How can I get credit for these sounds? And I started doing some research, and I ran up on this on a platform called DistroKid. And when I ran up on a platform called DistroKid, I said, man, I can put my sound here and I can tell them what platforms I wanted to go to. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, whatever it is. And it'll automatically be there. So when you search it on the actual network, whatever platform you own, that sound will come up. Then I said, well, if they distribute this stuff here, when this stuff goes viral, how do I get a piece of that? Then I realized you can put those sounds on ASCAP, ASCAP, and BMI. And every time those sounds are played, whether they give you credit for it or not, it will automatically capture it and you will get the publishing check. That was the wildest thing to me. Because I never understood, like on Instagram, right? If I have a song from another platform and I put it on Instagram, Instagram will go and find the actual sound in ASCAP or BMI and attach it to the right person so they can get their publishing. It was the wildest thing to me, y'all. It was absolutely crazy. And then I remember the song by the great I'm gonna call him a poet. He's still a great poet still to this day, by the name of Little John, and his crew was called the East Side Boys. There was a young lady on this song called Bia. Her name was China White. She got locked up after that song was done because she had to turn herself in. She was wanted for some stuff. But anyway, on her verse, I can't remember how it all went, but she said, "You and I need my cash back like BMI." I said, what, wait a minute. That was like a double entendre, right? I never knew what she was talking about BMI. I thought it was like, had something to do with your weight. But she said, get your weight up. Had it coming back to me like a BMI. I'm thinking like it's talking about weight. But what she was talking about BMI for the publishing check. So regardless what you do, is always coming back. It was a crazy verse that realistically it didn't click until I realized what BMI was outside of weight. She also mentioned ASCAP on that same verse. This stuff had been stuck in my head since what? 1999, 2000? Over 25 years ago when that song played out. And she mentioned all these platforms that I'm talking about right now. I had then heard this thing 100 times, playing it in my Isuzu Rodeo with them 215s in the back, being down the block, and never connected that dot. You've done that 100 million times too. That's why when you hear things, it sounds so familiar to you, but you can't put it together. Think. But people don't hear that. People don't hear that. These are things you got to start making sense out of, y'all. These are the things when I'm saying wealthy people know how to connect the dots, because the first time they see it, BMI, B as in boy, MI, DistroKid, and ASCAP. There you go. Do I have it up here? I don't have it up here. Oh my God, I thought I had it up here. Let me see something. See if I put it up. I think it'll let me pull it up this way. Let's see something. Let's see. I want to look it up. I know it's a real thing. I think it's a real thing. Let's see. Hopefully I spelled it right. It did something wrong there. I don't know what it did. ASCAP, BMI, DistroKid. That's how you spell it. But these are things that you got to start connecting the dots on, y'all. A lot of these things we say they're in plain sight. They really are in plain sight. Like the whole money thing not being real. It's in plain sight. It's on your money. Like this whole thing of the wealthy people never pay taxes. They didn't told you. The IRS.gov told you the business and the people that pay taxes are businesses and people that earn an income. If you earn an income, you're supposed to pay taxes. That's what you're agreeing to. If you don't earn an income, there's no taxes to pay. So if you have a earned income, you're going to pay the highest taxes. Who has an earned income? Employees. Your actors, your actresses, your ball players, the people that got jobs. Y'all are earned income people. You're always going to pay the highest taxes. Business owners aren't earned income people. Why? Because they control how much income they earn. You get it? So if I have a business that have business expenses, the money that's left over, depending on how my business is structured, if I pay myself a salary, that's my earned income. So if I'm paying myself a salary and I know I don't want to pay a whole bunch of money in taxes, don't you think I'm going to make sure my income that I earn is in line with what I want to pay in taxes? Think, y'all. Think about what I'm saying. If you earn an income, you're going to pay taxes. Wealthy people don't earn an income. They ain't got no job. They got businesses. They put the majority of their money back into their business. All their money back into a business. And when they put all their money back into a business, I'm sure it's a C Corp and they just paying that 21% tax on the overall business. They never need no money. And would they go out there and go get a loan? Yeah, they go out there and go get loans. Not like from the banks or nothing like that. But you can take a loan from your business. And if you take a loan from your business, it's not income. So it ain't taxed. So you telling me if I earn an income and I make over $628,000 in a year on the federal side in this place called the United States of America, I'm going to pay 39% in taxes? But I can make millions, billions of dollars as a C corporation and only have to pay 21% tax? I'm taking that 21% every single day. Well, what about you need money for this? You don't need money for nothing. Not personally. But if you decide to go take a loan from your business, it's not an income. It's not an income. So it ain't taxed. So if I decide this year, you know what? I'm going to go take a $5 million loan from my company. I'm going to take a $5 million loan from my company. How long you think that's going to last you? What you doing with that $5 million loan? You're going to pay it back, of course. You might decide to go, okay, you know what? I seen this apartment complex that I want to go and grab for this other business. I'm gonna take a loan from the business and I'm gonna go ahead and get this $5 million apartment complex. Well, it's not 5 million, it's really worth 20 million. I'm gonna put the $5 million down, and the apartment complex tenants is gonna be paying back the loan and paying the mortgage and paying for the maintenance and paying the employees that's there. And as far as me being paid back for money that I invested, guess what, boys and girls? I don't need no money. But nobody hears this stuff. Nobody wraps their brain around this stuff. The people over at Zabo103TV.com do. The people on my network store, it's clicking for a lot of folks, and a lot of people already got it. So if you ain't joined my network yet, you need to get over there if you don't understand what I'm talking about. You need to get over there so you can start figuring out how to go from being a person that's getting a paycheck every pay period to you making payroll. Don't let that go over your head. I know everybody want to be a boss. You ain't a boss until you made payroll. So if you just a manager at your company and they call you boss, tell them stop calling you boss. You ain't nobody boss until you made payroll. Get it? I'm a boss. I'm a boss. All right. But you go clock in for somebody. You go clock in at somebody's job. How you a boss? I'm the manager. You get a salary. You have an income. You're amongst the highest people on this planet that are taxed. You're not a boss. You're an employee. Don't ever get it twisted. The first time they ask to speak to your direct report employee, direct report boss, and you get on the phone and now you don't tell the customer they were on here. They say, I want to speak to your boss. You got to hand the phone to somebody else. You can't turn them. I am the manager. I want to speak to your manager. You got to get a phone to somebody else. Until you get in a position to where you ain't got to get a phone to nobody else, you're not the boss. And in fact, the boss of your company ain't never coming to the phone. They ain't never talking to the customer. Ever talking to. Ain't no reason for them to talk to the customer. You want to get up high enough and they gonna want to talk to keep going, and that's it. It stops right here. It ain't nobody else for you to talk to. We're gonna resolve it or we're not. Well, I like to speak to your boss. I'm the end of the road. That's what my direct reports tell people. I'm the end of the road. There's nobody else for you to talk to. There's no one else for you to talk to. I'm the end of the road. Well, you're not the owner of this company. Can I speak to the owner of the company? Absolutely not. With the owner of the company, like that you telling me I can't speak to them? Yep. He's absolutely in agreement that you're never going to speak with him. Ever. I don't care what type of fit you throw. Well, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. Take it. Holla back. Because by you get to this point, we done did everything that we could possibly do. It's nothing else for us to do at this point. The reason why I'm saying the things the way I'm saying the things to you right now is because you need to hear it. All these things that you're saying that you are, you're not. You've been lying to yourself the whole time. And it sucks. It sucks. I get it. I ain't mad at you. The troll's gonna troll. We'll go ahead and block you out. See how easy that was? He said what I said didn't make no sense. And then he got kicked from my live and got blocked. I just showed you in real time. He thought he was about to have a conversation with me. He wasn't. It ended. You get it? But people don't understand that. They think that they got some type of special power. I can just say what I want to say. Not to me. Nope. I don't care nothing about it. See, most people go through this tap dancing stage when they need you. When they don't need you, appreciate your family. When they don't need you, they ain't tap dancing for you. They're just gonna tell you the truth. They're just gonna tell you the truth. If y'all ain't figured it out just yet, I'm just on these live platforms telling y'all the truth. I've been going live for the last 135 weeks. The network's only been up for 19, 20 days now. You really think that's how I make my money? And I've been doing this on live for over 2 years now, just giving it to you? Think. Nobody hears this stuff. So I be real quick to tell people, I don't give a damn what you're talking about. I don't care about none of that other stuff. I really got to get on here and show y'all my pretty clothes and pretty shoes. Nothing more, nothing less. But since these platforms won't let me go all the way, I created my own. And I wasn't going to pay for a platform to be up and give you the information for free. But take my money and give it to, who the hell does that? Nobody's doing that, y'all. You're not doing it. So the little $12.99 a month that this costs you to be on the platform is enough to keep that platform going. All the stuff that you're getting on that platform is priceless. I know it'll change your life if you apply it. It ain't gonna change your life just because you learned it. You got to do something with it. That's the difference. Imagine I've been going live for the last 100, we can call it 36 weeks, because that's a full time. It's been a little bit on months, so it's 4 months. For the last 132 weeks straight of y'all free information. Imagine how many people haven't done that with it. Get suspended when I say too much, taking it, coming back, giving you more again, get suspended again, taking it, giving it back, giving you more, suspended again. Imagine how many people were getting it for free and weren't using it. Think. All this stuff goes back to you don't lack money, y'all. You lack information and taking action with the information that you get. Property number 29 that we're going to be in tomorrow, when them cats down there putting in the septic tank, that property's already gone, y'all. I don't own that property no more. The new owner has allowed me to have a bird's eye view to all of the things so I can see all the mistakes that I made on property number 29, y'all. It's a blessing that he's blessing me with it. I don't think people understand that. And I sold the property to him with the remaining of the 25 acres, and he paid me a pretty penny, y'all. If I'm gonna be honest. And he's giving me free, probably around like 9:30, 10 o'clock. He's giving me free access to go in that property in and out like I want to see what they doing and what they not doing and get an idea of some of the things I could have did better. So guess what I'm gonna do tomorrow while I'm down there with them? Because I was in the process of getting the septic tank stuff done when I sold him the property. He don't know this yet. But tomorrow when I get down there and they put that septic tank in, guess what I'm going to do? He's not going to have an opportunity to pay them. I'm going to pay them. And I'm not paying him because he let me see all this stuff. I'm paying it because nobody does this stuff in real life, y'all. Nobody give you a bird's eye view into what they got going on, especially after you just sold something to them. So whatever it costs, I don't care. I know what it's gonna cost me wrong, but I'm gonna pay these people for it because I appreciate what he did and what he's doing for me. He didn't have to do that. I told him that he knew the situation. We built 29 homes out here, y'all. 28 of those homes were perfect with an old builder. The new builder that we got, we went through like 3 builders on property number 29. And I got played a little bit, y'all. I got played a lot. Because I didn't take the time to learn through those 28 properties. And I should have. So 29, I learn and do it at the same time. I made so many mistakes that didn't make no sense. So he's allowing me to see them. So I don't go through the same thing again. So tomorrow when I get down there, looking at them put the septic tank in and all the other stuff, guess what I'm gonna do, boys and girls? As soon as they get done, I'm gonna swing on back by them, see what they got going on, because I ain't gonna be out there the whole time watching them. I'm just saying. I'm gonna swing on back by there right before they get ready to leave. Talk to the tradesman. That's who called me. What reason why I was on mute? Hey, just let me know how much it is. I'm gonna make sure y'all got that before y'all leave. I'm gonna make sure y'all got it before y'all leave. Well, no, you don't have to do that. We're gonna get paid by the owner once the actual property, once this is complete. No, once it's complete, I'm gonna pay you. And you can just tell them that you can tell them that I did, or you can tell them, you know, it was a gift or whatever you want to do. I don't care. Just don't try to get double paid from it, because I'm gonna let him know I paid y'all. Because it is what it is, y'all. But people don't reciprocate these things at all. Most people just want to take. How much you think a brother can take? At some point, y'all, you got to start, all these people that you're using, you got to start, that don't swing both ways. You can't just be taking all your life. You're going to have to give something. That's life. That's how it works. If you haven't figured it out. A lot of times we get into this place simply because we believe wholeheartedly that we got to take every dime that we have and squeeze it so tight that you don't even understand the money is going to leave you anyway, because it's not yours. It's going back to the original sender. All the money that you have, you're only holding it to give it to somebody else. You just need to choose wisely when you're giving it to that somebody else. So I tell people all the time, especially when it comes to my network, hey, look, I don't care if you're on there or you ain't. If I'm being honest. But at the same time, do I know it'll bless you? It will. Do I know it can change your life if you apply the information? It will. 100%. Can I make you a guarantee? Nope, because I don't know what you're going to do. You've been telling yourself you're going to do this and do that for I don't know how long, and you ain't did it yet. Who is the original sender? One of the 5 central bankers, owned by none of the other Nathaniel Philip Rothschild. One of the 5 central bankers. Think. So when I hear people say, nope, it say he only worth $300 million, like, I get what you're saying. But when you own something or control it, you don't pay yourself a crazy salary. You can give yourself any net worth you want to give. Imagine a person that owns all the money in the world. no matter what currency you're talking about, no matter if it's Bitcoin, bricks, it don't matter if it's the dollar, it don't matter what it is. Imagine someone that owns all the money in the world and somebody saying that. Nope, there's people that got more money than them. Where did they get the money from? It only say he worth $300 million. He's not the, I don't know what you're talking about, family. He don't have more money than Elon Musk. Where did they get the money from? One of the 5 central bankers. Oh, I get it. You think Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, not the Federal Reserve, right? I'm talking about where the Federal Reserve get their money from. Oh, they just print it off. They need the actual backing to print it off. It's got to come from one of those 5 central banks, boys and girls. Don't ever get it twisted. It's coming from one of them 5. No matter which part of this planet you own. But nobody don't hear that. And imagine for every dollar that's generated, they get $9 back. You on a cell phone right now, your cell phone bill $100. They get $900 for your cell phone bill. When you go put gas in your car, you done filled up your gas tank and put $50 in there, they get $450 back for that. Your light bill, $300. They getting back $2,700 for that. I can keep going, y'all. This stuff is wild. But you don't get that. That's too much like right. That's why when people be saying all these different stuff, I'm like, yo, I get what you're saying. I hear you. I'm mimicking them. I'm gonna mimic that Rothschild bloodline. All the legal stuff that they did that's still legal today, I'm mimicking their bloodline. That's what I'm gonna do. All the legal stuff anybody did, I ain't touching no way because I'm not trying to spend no time away from the people I care about and love the most. But the legal stuff they did, I'm on it. It doesn't matter what nobody said. I can care less what people talking about. No, bro, you got to do it this way. Meanwhile, he got to get up in the morning and say, "Thank you for calling AT&T." It's crazy, y'all. They can't teach you this in no class that you go to. Why would the bank teach you what they do so you don't need them? It's like you having a business teaching your customers how to run your business or how to do what you do so they won't need you. Nobody on this planet doing this, not even you. You are the bank's customers. The powers that be that own cryptocurrency, you are their customers. I'm going to put my money in the bricks. You are their customer. They're never going to tell you exactly how to do what they're doing. Nobody would do that, y'all. This is why you can listen to what they say, but you only need to do what you see them do. When I switched that mindset and stopped just listening to what the banks say, stop listening to what these wealthy people are talking about, and I started looking at what they actually do, that's when it changed, y'all. You will never, ever hear me say again, well, it's a Federal Reserve note. It's fiat. That's what money is. They put their money in gold and silver. They begin this oil, y'all. They put their money in the blockchain, y'all. They invest their money in all this pressure. That ain't what they do, y'all. I know what they said. I looked at what they did. And when I started doing what they did, I retired my wife. I retired myself. I retired 25 of my family members because I started doing what I saw them do, not what they were saying. Because if you believe what they saying is true and you think that works, why all your money ain't in gold? Why you ain't figured out how to get your own Federal Reserve note? Why all your money ain't in the blockchain? If you believe this, that is this full diversified portfolio for all this stuff, the portfolio is diversified to give you a bird's eye view of what you should do. But the reality of it is all the money coming back to the land. All of it. They only getting your money long enough to trade it out for more land. It's still going to go back to the original sender, but it's just going to trade it out for more land. And you do the same thing and you don't even pay attention to it. I'm going to invest my money in this cryptocurrency, right? And when I put my money in this cryptocurrency, I'm going to wait on a bull run and I'm going to pinch a little bit off at a time. I'm still going to work a job because I don't want to take all the money out of my cryptocurrency yet. All right, I'm in a position that I ain't got to work my job no more. This cryptocurrency treat me right. I've been doing well with it. I've been playing it. I understand these strategies. I got this stuff going on, and I'm pinching a little money out. When you pinch that money off, what are you using that money for? To put a roof over your head, which goes back to the landowner. Put clothes on your back, which goes back to the landowner. Put food on the table, which goes back to the landowner. And have clean water to drink, which goes back to the landowner. Everything that you do goes back to the land, including you. So while you done went all the way around the world to get this money that ain't real, just to give it back to the landowner, blows my mind that you don't understand the money is in the land. That's where your wealth is at. But people don't hear that. That's too much like right. People ain't trying to hear none of that, what I'm talking about right there, but they do it every day. Think. I don't know. I ain't talked to him. I can't tell you what's going on with him. I meant what I said when I cut him off. I don't know what's going on with him. I have no clue. But everything's going back to the land, y'all. Regardless of how you look at it. That's just what it boils down to, y'all. Nothing more, nothing less. You can try to make it about something else. All the money you're going to make, no matter how much you're making it, is going back to the land owners. So if you're not a landowner, you're eventually giving it back to a landowner, no matter what you do. Man, I got to be able to get on the internet. How you think you get internet service? It's coming from a landowner. That's from the satellites in the sky. It has to bounce from the satellite to something on the land for you to get service to your internet to wherever you at. Just like they got solar panel for them, they got satellite service that's on the ground where landowners lease their land to. Cell phone service, those cell phone towers are on people's land too. Those internet towers that y'all been seeing, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to those fiber poles they putting up and putting that little black little fiber box up. The landowners leasing their land out to these people, y'all. Y'all do know this stuff, right? Y'all do understand this stuff, right? Like I'm not trying to be all extra like over complicated what I'm saying. Y'all do know this stuff, right? Everything goes back to a landowner. Everything that you do, everything that you need, everything that you want go back to a landowner. Everything. But nobody don't hear that. That's, I could be off. I could be tripping. I was laughing at my youngest son today because the only thing he keeps saying is, "Daddy, when we gonna build a house?" I'm like, "Man, we getting all the permit stuff done, man. We gotta get all that stuff situated, man. We almost at the final stages, man. We're gonna break some ground on it soon, and we're gonna take our time. We're gonna take us a little time to build a house." He said, "Well, how long gonna take us to build my house?" I said, "Your house?" "Yeah, it's my house. It's on my land." I said, "It's on your land." I don't think a lot of it's stressful. I don't think it's stressful. It's just as stressful as you want to make it, right? But when he asked me like how long it takes, man, it's gonna take about 18 months. He said, 18 months. Yeah, it's gonna take about 18 months, man. We can't get it done faster than that. I'm ready to move to my house. I'm like, man, you're gonna have to wait, bro. I don't know what to tell you. So all day today, we can't do it faster than 18 months. I was like, well, how fast you want it to be done? I'm ready to move tomorrow. You ready to move tomorrow? We can't build a house in a day. He ready to go. He ready to go. So he left with the wife a few minutes ago before I came live. And he was like, I want a lot of land. And my wife kept saying, why does he keep saying he want a lot of land? I said, because he want a lot of land, I guess. I don't freaking know. He got that taste on that 12.36 acres last Monday. You can't tell him that. He want a lot of land now. And I'm happy about that, y'all. He ain't talking about he want no Lamborghini. He ain't talking about he want no airplane like my silly self. He ain't talking about no clothes. He ain't talking about none of that stuff. Different, extravagant food, jewelry. He ain't talking about nothing. This little boy, 6 years old, about to be 7 in about a week or two. No, a little bit over a week. He told me he want land. When I was 7 years old, I couldn't have thought about owning no freaking land or controlling no land. Think. So I told my wife, I said, well, that's what he want. I'm gonna go ahead and get him all the way ingrained into it. He like being outside anyway. When we go to our other little properties with the land, it's like he just have a little ball, right? So what I'm gonna do is, when we start the process of building out this estate, he's gonna be there for the whole process. Every single day. We're probably gonna start this summer. Every day I'm down there, he's gonna be down there. When the school year starts, he'll be in school, obviously, and when school is out, I'm gonna grab him, take him back down there. Every day he got to be a part of it. I need him to understand the process from beginning to end, because if he's gonna bug me every day about this house being built fast, I need him to see how long this stuff actually takes so he can stop bugging me, but also so he can learn. Also so he can learn. By the time he gets about, I think 16, I can start. When he turns 16 here in Georgia, I can have him take his builder's license tests. He already gonna be working with me. I'll be a licensed builder way before then. I only got less than 2 years now that I need before I get my license. So by the time he get ready to get his license, he's not gonna have to wait 2 years. The only thing I'll do is go take the test. I'm trying to make it to where, and I think it's 16. I just got to double check. By the time he turns 16, he's going to be a licensed builder. I need to see what the youngest age is that you can be, so we can go on and put him in the Guinness Book of World Record, the youngest kid ever to become a licensed builder. I want to say it's 16. If it is, on his 16th birthday, I'm going to have him go take the test, so he can be a licensed builder. And if he decides to do some other stuff, like, you want to, take it further and get into becoming an architect or whatever it is he decides he want to do in the family business, he's going to have everything that he need attached to it. He already been tagged as my child, the one that's going to be in control of the land, because he like being on the land so much. All my other kids be in their room, door closed, playing music, on their phone, on the game. He can be on the phone, on the game, in his room. If he hear one of them doors open to outside, he's running to the door, ready to go outside and play. It don't matter what time of day it is, what time of night. Dad, let's go through the woods. Man, I don't want to go through no woods, man. We need some, man, we need to go put on them snake bite boots, man. We can't be playing out here like that, man. Oh, ain't no snakes out here. And he didn't want to run, play in the woods. Man, they got wild hogs out here, bro. Man, we can climb a tree. Climb a tree. Man, my old self can't get up no tree. Your young self can get up a tree. I can't get up no tree. If a wild hog coming, I'm gonna get up that tree. If a wild hog coming, I'm gonna get up the tree. It don't matter what the situation is. It just is what it is. I might jump in the tree and get out of the way. Just think about what I'm saying, y'all. So look, y'all, I've been on here for some time. I'm not gonna be on here too much longer. We've been on here, dang, we've been on here almost 2 hours. Jeez Louise, man, this is wild to me. So I know on every live that I be on, I go through a scenario. Today, I didn't really go through a scenario. If y'all want me to go through a scenario, I will. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. The replays will be at Zabo103 on Instagram, Zabo103 on YouTube, Zabian Gibson on Facebook. If y'all want me to go through an example, a scenario, y'all can put it in there. I'll do it. If not, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. So let's see where we at. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want me to go through a scenario. Put a 2 in the chat if we good. 1 in the chat if I need to go through a scenario. 2 in the chat if we're good. Let's see where we at. Okay. We got at least, all right, we got a couple people. All right. All right, we'll go through a scenario. That's cool. I guess the best thing to do is just come up with a scenario. Y'all come up with a scenario y'all want me to roll with, and I'll just roll with it. Y'all can put it in how much money I need to make. Y'all can tell me what my situation is, and we can go from there. Texas does require a builder license. Yeah, I know they don't require a builder license, but you got to see. You have to see, like Georgia don't require a builder license either, right? But if you build a home as a owner builder, operating as your own general contractor, you have to stay in the property for 2 years, meaning you can't sell the property and you cannot rent the property out for 2 years. That's how it is in Georgia. I don't know how it is in Texas, so you might want to look at what the turnaround rate is for you to rent it out or sell it if you're a owner builder. In fact, I think I'm gonna look it up. Yep, it's so you're liable because again, once you have a licensed builder on, the licensed builder is liable for anything that goes on with that property. So if you don't have a licensed builder on and you do it, you on the hook. So what they do is they give it a 2-year grace period for something to go wrong, and you still cover for it because it's still your property, right? After those 2 years and you sell it, it's no harm, no foul. The property then settled. Anything that was gonna be technically wrong and gonna break, it's gonna break within that time frame. But you know, for the most part, most states that don't require a builder's license in order to build a property, you have to hold it for a time frame. So just check and see what that time frame is in Texas. I'll check too, because I think you're like the second or third person that has said that. But when I asked what's the time frame, nobody really has the time frame it takes. So I'll look into it as well. But you should probably look into it definitely if you're going to consider being your own builders, be your own general contractor as the owner builder. Like I give an example, the 18,000, and this is a big order, and I'm kind of scared. I ain't gonna front. But we're about to build an 18,000 square foot estate on 41 and a half acres of land. I'm gonna be the actual builder owner, builder owner on that property. It's gonna take us about 18 months to get through that actual process, right? So I'm gonna go through that whole process. I am gonna have a licensed builder kind of keep an eye on me as well, like from a management perspective, which is also gonna help me and assist me with becoming my own licensed builder. I'm doing it off my own property. You get it? So me doing it as a owner builder, I'll be able to not only get the property complete by building it myself, right? I hire tradesmen, of course, to do the work. but I'll be the general contractor over it all. I have no problem with being in it for 2 years because it's gonna be my estate or my family estate, I should say. Let's say it that way. So let's come up with a scenario, y'all. Let's roll with the punches. I think I don't think nobody putting that in there yet. I know a lot of people said they want to come up with a scenario, so let's go with a scenario. What scenario we haven't done, y'all? Do a family scenario? Yeah, I can do a family scenario. That's cool. So family scenario, 4 kids, all grown, trying to build together now for the future generation. All right, I can do that. That's fair. I don't think we ever really did that one before. So talk to me about the dynamics of it, right? So if the kids are grown, everybody probably doing their own thing. Maybe everybody's working. You got 4 kids, they probably all working. They probably all live in different places. And you probably have your own place where you at, and you're like, all right, I'm stable for the most part. They always can come home. So I guess scenario that I would say, let's just say I'm a husband, I'm a father, right? And direct interaction on my site. I do lives on my site where you're able to chat with me while I'm on live. But that's about it. I don't do like a personal one-on-one or anything like that. In the law-abiding citizen community, I'm going to be very active over there. So conversations will be had over there, I'm sure. That will be some form of interaction for the most part. But that's about it. I don't do one-on-ones. Oh no, you good, family. I appreciate you asking the question. All homes paid off. So when you say all homes, what does that mean? Do you and all 4 of your kids have a home? And you saying y'all got 5 homes paid off? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that you have your home and your home paid off and your kids kind of have their own thing going? So kind of paint the picture for me on what type of scenario you want that to be, and we can kind of go from there. Trying to think what else. I mean, a family scenario where everything is paid off, I gotta imagine you got good credit. So I'm gonna say I got good credit. That's not an issue. Okay, let's do that. I think I just came up with something that probably would fit what you're trying to say without you going into too much details about yourself. All right, cool. So let's say, for instance, that let's say I'm married, we got 4 kids, we got good credit, 800 credit score I got. My wife got an 815 credit score, right? 4 homes paid off, no good credit. Okay. All right. We'll do that then. So 4 homes paid off and no good credit. Do my kids, are my kids married? Are they single? Like, what's going on with that? Just trying to paint the picture. Married, single, one unmarried, all unmarried, none of them married, 2 unmarried, 2 of them not married. Like, what's the scenario? Because you got 4 homes, they all paid off. It don't matter if they married or not, but man, you could do some wild stuff. Single with 7 grandkids. Okay. All right, cool. I'm going over scenario on TikTok. Somebody give me a scenario over there. All right. So you got single parents, 7 grandkids between your 4 kids. Credit not good. I'm gonna say across the board. Okay. Well, let's see. All right. So the situation is kind of easy if we put it into perspective, right? And that's probably why I'm probably having a harder time just kind of throwing stuff out there because I don't know. I'm trying to put some form of a curveball in there, but at the same time, we've never done this scenario before. So I'm just going to do it. So let's say I'm a grandfather, married, 4 kids. They're single parents. I got 7 grandkids. There's a total of 4 properties that we have. All 4 of the properties are paid off, right? Credit's not good. And we're all trying to get on the same page to build some form of generational wealth, which means our mindset has to shift a little bit or a lot to get to the level that we're trying to get to. And they seem open. My kids seem open to the idea and ready to work together to do what we need to do because they have kids and they want to make sure their kids are straight, just like I want to make sure my kids are straight and my grandkids are straight. All right. So if I'm in that situation, what I would do, and this would be probably this probably would be a game changer if you do your research on what I'm about to share and you go ahead and become disciplined and execute it. What I would do in that situation, for all my kids that do work, say I got 2 kids that work and 2 of my kids don't work. The 4 homes that are paid off are 4 homes that me and my wife paid off, homes that we didn't have. And they're living in these homes and we're assisting them with taking care of them. And we're trying to get our credit straight. They're trying to get their credit straight. Here's what I would do. I would call a family meeting, bring all the grandkids over. All my kids need to come by the house. And me and the wife and the kids and the grandkids, the ones that are too young to really kind of do something right now, they can't really just pay attention because they got a short attention span. Let them play around, whatever they're going to do. But all my kids and my wife, we're all going to sit in have a family meeting, and we're going to have a long conversation. And the conversation going to go something like this. I know we've all agreed to start building this thing called generational wealth. And we all understand it's better if we all work together. If we all work together, we can accomplish something that will be so unreal it won't even make sense. So here's what we're going to do. 2 of y'all got jobs. Y'all 2 lazy bums. Y'all ain't got no jobs, but it's okay. We're going to make this work so that we can win going forward. Okay? Right now, we don't have any mortgages at all on any of these 4 properties. Our credit ain't good in order for us to do this. And our incomes that we have combined, right? It's not a lot, but it's enough for us to figure out what we need to figure out. Me and your mom, we probably bringing in about together, probably about $100,000 a year. Me and your mom. Y'all 2 probably bringing in probably about another $80,000 a year. So altogether, we bringing home about $180,000 a year. We don't really have no bills. We just got utility bills. We got taxes. We have groceries and all this stuff. And we're in a good space, right? So what we're going to do first is we're all going to fix our credit together. I heard about this company called LexisNexis. LexisNexis, LexisNexis, LexisNexis. LexisNexis is a company that houses all your information. I mean, all of it. We're going to reach out to LexisNexis, the first person that answers the phone for each of us. We're going to tell them to freeze our Clue report and our personal file. Clue, C-L-U-E, personal file. They're going to try to upsell you some extra privacy. Do not purchase it. Can't afford it no way. Just tell them to freeze your Clue report and your personal file. They're going to send us out a PIN number in 3 days. On that 3rd day, when we get that PIN number, we're going to reach out to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, and we're going to start disputing. That's not my address. Validate this debt. Verify those balances. I never was late on this account. We dispute everything. They're going to have 30 days to verify that information. So within that 30 days, they're going to reach out to LexisNexis to verify that information. Being that our clue report and our personal file is frozen, nothing's coming back. And we all know what's going to happen when nothing comes back, y'all. It's going to come off all of our credit, and it's free. So we can start fixing our credit to get our credit in a position so that we can win. The next thing that we're going to do, we got 4 properties. Me and your mom, we basically retired, and that's what we get between the both of us. Y'all two working. I need y'all to keep working, doing what y'all doing. My daughter, look, I understand you're going through what you're going through, but I need you to do something. My son, you the youngest one out of all of them, and I know you're a little bit immature, but you do got a lot of great potential, son. You don't want to get a job right now. I get it, because you don't want to work for somebody else. So I need my daughter who don't have a job and my son who don't have a job to do something. The kids, when they get out of school or whatever it is, they can come over here with us. We will go pick them up if we need to. We'll be at the house to grab them. They'll be here when y'all get done, right? For my 2 kids that got a job, I need y'all to sit tight right now. I'm going to have y'all do something in a second. But y'all 2 that don't have a job, my daughter, I need you to go study to get your real estate license. Now, pay attention. We're going to pay for your real estate license. You're going to take the test. You're going to pass it. And then you're going to have to work for an agency for about 2 years, before you become a broker, yada, yada, yada. And it's okay. That means you're going to have a job. You're going to work. It's going to be what it's going to be. And that's okay. The kids, we're going to make sure they covered. I don't need y'all. That's what I need you to do. Our plan is to make it to where none of us will have to work ever again. And none of my grandkids will have to work. So I need you to go get your real estate license. We're going to pay for it. Okay? My son, we're going to take you down. You always were smart in school. We need you to study and take the test to become a licensed builder. You're going to take that test. You're going to pass it. And then you're going to have to go and work up under a builder so you can learn the stuff and they can vouch for you becoming a licensed builder. In this process, you're going to have to work for that actual builder in order to get that license that we're gonna need for our family. It's going to take you 2 years. After those 2 years are up, you ain't never going to have to work for nobody else for the rest of your life. But these 2 years, I need you to take it serious. I need you to be on time. I need you to be focused. I need you to be disciplined, because our last name depends on these things. And they both going to commit to it because they all open to what we're trying to do anyway. Okay? For my kids that's working, what I'm going to do is we're going to go and sit down with a licensed life insurance broker. We're going to get some illustrations on all of their products that they have, right? But the ones that we're going to pay close attention to are the ones that have a cash value, a living benefit, with the ability to borrow from that policy every 30 days. So we're going to have to make sure it's structured the appropriate way. And what we're going to do between their salary and my salary and my wife, we're going to run that whole $180,000 through our life insurance policy. So that means every year, $180,000 is going through that life insurance policy in compound interest daily, tax-free, that we can borrow against and pay ourselves back with interest. This is going to get real crazy. Once we do that, we then fixed our credit. Got my youngest son going to become a licensed builder. Got one of my daughters becoming a licensed real estate agent and eventually a broker. My other 2 kids that are working, They're still going to work and they're going to run their money through the life insurance policy. Here's where the magic's going to happen. The next thing that we're going to do is, since it's just them and our 7 kids and the 7 kids and that's it, we're going to take 2 of the properties that we have, right? And we're going to take those 2 properties and they free and clear. We're going to move 2 of our kids out, right? So that might mean one of my kids, if they got maybe 1 or 2 kids, they're going to move into the house with us. The other kid that I have, they're going to move in with their brother or their sister with their kids. It's going to be a lot. It is what it is. But 2 of those properties are going to become vacant. When those 2 properties come vacant, we're going to put tenants in those 2 properties. Ain't no mortgage on it yet, but we're going to put tenants on these properties. We're going to look at what the price is for the actual rents around us. On a property this size, right? We're going to charge probably $2,500 a month. Easy. Might even be $3,000. I don't know, but I'm going to call it $2,500 just to be safe. So I mean, one of the properties is going to be getting $2,500 a month. The other property going to be getting $2,500 a month. That's $5,000 a month, free and clear, right? Because we ain't got no mortgage on it. Once we put those tenants in there, they're in there for a few months. We're going to take those $2,500 that we're getting. Obviously, every dime, we're going to be running through the actual life insurance policy. You get it? After maybe a few months of them renting, we're going to go put these properties, both of these properties, in debt. Just for the sake of argument, we're going to say the property is worth $400,000. That's a round number that I'm used to. $400,000. One property worth $400,000, the other one worth $400,000. Straight up. So when we go to the bank gonna look at us like investors. Obviously, they should. They're gonna want at least 20% down on these $400,000 houses. $80,000, $80,000 is $160,000 out of the $800,000. That means we have up to $320,000 per property to play with. Watch this. We're gonna take that full mortgage of $320,000. The mortgage payments, I did it on my calculator last night, is really $2,200. That's even at a 6% interest rate. So they paying $2,500. They paying enough to cover the mortgage. It ain't much left over outside of, maybe some maintenance around the property. The property tax is going to be included. Think about what I'm saying. So the tenant that's paying $2,500 a month is paying the mortgage and a little bit of the maintenance. We're not making no money off of that property, but we just got $640,000 tax-free that our tenant is paying back. The next step that we're going to do at this point, with that $640,000 that we just got tax-free, we're going to take, I don't know, call it, if I'm going to be super generous, we're probably going to move somewhere not too far, because when our grandkids still go to some, good schools. So we're probably going to go find us 30 minutes outside of the major city. We're probably going to go find us probably about like 1, 2, 3, we probably get away with like 8 acres of land for $40,000. They're going to have utilities. We're only 30 minutes outside the major city. We're going to find a place that got utilities. So we ain't got to spend an arm and a leg for the utilities. Plus, the city going to give us 500 feet. We're going to do our due diligence. So $40,000 is going to go towards buying the land. Then we're going to take probably somewhere around about, I don't know, I'm gonna call it close to about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're probably gonna take somewhere around about. It probably ain't gonna cost us that much. We're gonna take $500,000 and we're gonna build us a massive estate. Whatever it costs you to build a property, normally the value of the property is normally double. It's not gonna be luxurious. We're gonna stay right at builder grade. We ain't going too extravagant because we got a bunch of kids hanging around. We gonna take 500 grand and go build us a nice, pretty estate, y'all. That estate probably gonna have somewhere around 4, 5. That estate we're probably gonna do maybe like a 10-bedroom estate, maybe 12. Easy. Easy peasy. And it's gonna cost us, y'all. We're gonna spend that whole 500 out the gate. Because we're not building anything else massive. The rooms ain't gonna be big. You got a living room. I'll be up there in a minute, okay? Go back upstairs. Yeah. Hold on. I'm on live. Go upstairs. Hold on, y'all. He over here whining. I'm being happy. It's awesome. Okay, no, okay. Go live, okay? Yep. After the fact. Man, you asked me one more time about that land and that house. Well, I promise you, man, I'm gonna go off. So back to what I was saying. Hey, go on back upstairs, man. Go tell mommy to come here. But we're gonna spend a good pretty penny. Let me break down what I'm talking about. Because I know somebody said 500,000 gonna build all of that. For $200,000 right now today, you can build a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom home for 200 grand right now today. Think about what I'm saying. If I took that 500 grand and took $400,000, I can build me a 8-bedroom, 6 almost 7 total baths. If I take that other 100 grand that was left out of that 500 and the other 100 grand for that 6, which is another 200,000, I can add another 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath property onto that. You get it? So 4 times 3 is 12. You get it? Whether I combined it together or separate it, I can do the same process. Hopefully that makes sense. So when I build out this estate, depending on how we build it, how much foundation we use, the whole 9 yards, I'm probably worth between $500,000 and $600,000 for it. I am gonna be on the cheap end. I am gonna be my own builder in this situation. So a builder not gonna be able to tax me. And my son is already taking the test, so he's gonna be learning in the process. So the person he's gonna be working for, we're actually gonna wind up walking them through. They're gonna wind up paying a management fee to them to walk us through this process. Because we ain't moving out of this house, we're moving in it. Once we take that $640,000 and build this nice estate, for us to move in. All of us, 2 of the properties are already been rented out. We already took the equity out of those. We got 2 properties left, the property we was in and our other child was in, right? What do you think we're gonna do once this property is built, this estate is built? We're gonna rent those 2 properties out. Those 2 properties might rent out for $3,000 a piece. What do you think we're doing at that point? Going back to the bank, getting a mortgage on both of these properties. They free and clear. If they both were $400,000 again, we just got another $640,000. You get it? Think about what I'm saying. Now we already in our estate. All our money is being ran through that whole life insurance policy. That's getting compound interest daily, tax-free. That whole $180,000. Loans ain't taxed. So what does that mean? That 180 is getting compound interest tax-free daily. So when that first year go by, we don't just have $180,000 in that policy. First year, we probably don't have a lot. It's probably, I don't know, 200 grand in the next year. I don't know, something small. That second year, when we pull that 640 out, guess what we're doing? Running it through the policy. Guess what's going to happen? We're still going to be getting compound interest on that 180 plus the compound interest it made. And on top of that, we'll be getting that 640 compound interest too. Daily. I hope y'all picking up what I'm saying. So every year that we're doing this 180 plus extra money we put in there here and there, whatever it is, if we say 180 every year, after we did this from year 2, we didn't move, we got that $640,000. What do you think we're doing? We're going to go buy some more land. And when we go buy some more land, guess what we're doing? Now we're going to build us some little duplexes, 200 grand a piece. If we spend 40 grand on 8 acres, right? We got 600,000 left. I can build 3 duplexes. What do you think we're going to do once it's built? We're going to turn around, rent it out. What you think we're going to do when we rent it out? We're going to put it in debt. Go get that money. Think about what I'm saying. You just took, hey man, what's up? You still talking about that land? All right, go upstairs and tell mommy. Please. Be a big boy for dad and go tell mommy. Go tell her, come here. All right, come on. Hold on. You're gonna drive me nuts about this land. Yeah, drive me nuts. I told you to go do what? I told you go upstairs and tell mommy. I'll be up there. I'm trying to breathe, man. Let me wrap this up, man. I'll be up in a minute. Come on now, man. Don't drive me nuts about this land, yeah. You gonna drive me crazy about this land. Every 5 minutes, that joke is I want some more land. Hold on a second, y'all. Oh my God. Oh, have mercy. Okay, I got it. Food upstairs. I get it. He didn't even tell me about the food. He telling me about some freaking land. I don't hear nothing else about no land, y'all. Jesus Christ. Boy, I just won't stop. I can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at him. I can't. But he is getting on my nerve right now. Think about where I left off. Year 2 doing this. He definitely just like me. It's scary. Year 3 of doing this. Year 4 doing this. Year 5 of doing this. Year 6 of doing this. I'm gonna hit him in the head that time come down here. No, I don't think she made no. She made that. It's been a few days now, but that was like the other day, I think. But you know, she made jerk chicken. Oh, you on her network? I was how the hell you know she made jerk chicken? You on her network? That jerk chicken was fire too. I can't even prep. It was so fire, it didn't even make no sense. But that's a different conversation. He definitely said I've been on there too long. He try to have this conversation about their land. And here's what he been doing. I'm gonna show y'all because it's right here. This is why he keep coming back in here. He keep coming in here trying to grab these these renderings. So every time he grab these renderings, he's like, this is my room, there's your room, there's this room, and other plans over there too. And then he like, that's my pool, and he just going through the whole thing. I'm like, dude, just grab it and go. Like, they're like, okay, he want to draw on it and do all. Like, man, stop, bro. Go sit down. I know she told y'all. I'm like, oh, that's why I said you're on the network. But nevertheless, digress. Going back to what I was saying, after you've done this and you done built this community with your family, because that's the goal, right? After you've done this, say for 10 years, this whole process, and I'm saying 10, clearly, as y'all just saw, it didn't even take y'all 2 years to do what I'm talking about in this scenario. But after 10 years of building this legacy that you're building, you've been putting 180 grand every year into that policy, plus any additional money that you've been running through your policy. In 10 years, you will easily have 2.4, 2.5, almost $2.7 million to borrow from your policy. You will easily have almost $2.7 million to borrow from your policy. You ain't gonna need it, but you'll have access to tap into it if you do. That's a wild situation coming from, I got 4 kids, 7 grandkids. I got 4 houses paid off. We don't have no good credit. You get it? I like that scenario, doing scenarios like that. Even though they're easier, it talks more around how you can do these things with your family, and that's what's important. So basically, you're taking every dime that you have that you bring into your home and through your life insurance policy. You can structure your life insurance policy to where on your cash value, you can borrow from it every 30 days. When you borrow from your life insurance policy on that cash value, even though you borrowed that money, the money is still in your policy in compound interest daily, tax-free. That's the part that people miss. Anytime, and I'm not an expert on life insurance policy, I just know what I know based off of some different policies that I have, but a lot of people miss that part. So when people are like, man, I can put my money in cryptocurrency and do better than that. I put my money in the stock market and do better than that. No, you can't. It ain't happening. No day of the week. If you borrow money from your actual cryptocurrency, yeah, it is giving you, whatever you got to pay that loan back, but it's against that. If you don't pay that loan back on your cryptocurrency, they taking all your money. And you ain't getting a whole bunch of interest off that money. If that money start losing money, you're going to be in trouble on your crypto. Even in the stock market, the same way. On your life insurance policy, that money is still in your policy, even though you borrowed it, in compound interest daily, tax-free. And you paying yourself back interest on top of that. It's a crazy situation. That's why I be so puzzled. I'm like, why people on social media, when they be talking about all these different ways to build wealth, they don't never talk about life insurance policy. It's wild. Oh, it is tax-free because you're taking a loan. Loans ain't taxed. You get it? The only way your life insurance policy is going to get taxed if you run into what's called a MEC, right? That's a taxable event in your policy. So you have your premium amount that you're paying, and then you have a certain amount you can go up to before you get taxed, right? As long as you're paying your premium, you ain't never gonna get to that amount that you can't go over. The money that you make in compound interest daily, tax-free on, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. When you borrow the money, guess where the magic happens? Now let's say, I'm gonna make this simple. let's say your premium on your policy is $1,000 a month, right? It's $1,000 a month. That's your premium. So I can pay $1,000 a month, and then every year there's $12,000 I can pay into it, and I can pay an extra, say, $3,000 on top of that, right? Hopefully that makes sense. That $3,000, oh no, cryptocurrency crazy. That $3,000, if I go over that, so 12,000 and 3,000, that's 15 grand. If I go over that 15 grand, I got a taxable event. That has nothing to do with the compound interest. That's me paying back into it. Okay? But watch this. Remember, if I'm paying $1,000 a month, that's 12,000 a year. The most I can put back in it is 15 grand. Let's say I got $100,000 cash value in my policy, right? And my premium is $1,000 a month. If I borrow that 100 grand out of that policy, that $100,000 is still in my policy, gaining compound interest daily, tax free. But here's the crazy part. Remember that $1,000 premium I was paying, plus that $3,000 a year that I could pay up to before I get hit with a MEC? Since I borrowed that 100 grand, the money, that 100 grand that I borrowed, the payment amount that I agree to pay back on that, I can pay that $1,000 plus up to that 3 grand plus the money that I'm paying back and never get hit with a MEC. So what does that mean? I'm gonna have not only whatever my policy number is, call my policy number 500,000. I'm not only gonna have that 500,000 policy number that I have in there with that cash value I just took out of 100 grand. I'm not only putting 15 grand in my policy every year. If I decide to pay that 100 grand back every year, I'm paying back $115,000 every single year, getting compound interest daily, tax free, plus whatever interest rate I'm paying on that 100 grand. I'm getting all of it back. You get it? That's why this stuff is so wild to me. So when I hear people say, man, I can do that in the stock market. Let me see. Man, I can do this with cryptocurrency. Let me see. Man, my business will outperform that. Let me see. And all of this stuff I'm talking about is tax-free. I want to see it. I'm curious. I got to know. This is the reason why when I'm saying things like wealthy people know how to connect the dots, you've heard what I just said to you. All these 136 weeks I've been going live. You can borrow from your policy, tax-free, and it's going to get compound interest daily. And you never even connected that dot that the money you pulled out is still get money, compound interest, tax-free daily. But this is the training that we have. And this is why I keep saying you got to unlearn this stuff. And I want y'all to think about this. Imagine right now, I'm on 7 different social media platforms right now. And I'm giving y'all all this stuff for free. You have no idea what we're talking about on my network. If I'm giving this to you for free, you can't imagine the stuff we're talking about on the network. It'll bake your noodle because there's so much more stuff. This ain't even a drop. It ain't even a drop. This is basic stuff I'm talking about. And that's what's scary about it. So when people say, hey man, I'm trying to figure this out, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, my first response is, why the hell you ain't on Zabo103TV.com? You say you want it. Well, man, I gotta wait till I get paid. Boy, it's $12.99 a month. It costs less than a meal a month for you. And if you operate the way you're supposed to be operating in public and in private, it don't even cost you no money. It's a business expense. If you operate the way I've been telling you, it don't even cost you no money. It's a business expense. It's going to save you $13 a month on taxes. I know that ain't a lot. It's pennies. And that's crazy to me. So if you ain't signed up for the network, you trying to figure this stuff out, go sign up. Man, I got to figure out how to get more details. Go sign up. Go make it happen. Ain't no sitting in the way. The link is in the bio. My son about to walk back down here again anyway, y'all. I got to get up here. Tomorrow morning, I'll be live on the network at Zabo103tv.com. We're going to watch them cats put in this septic tank. We're going to watch them do that tomorrow with this primary drain, secondary drain. They're supposed to be doing some other stuff inside of the house tomorrow too. So we might get a chance, if I'm down there when they start doing that stuff, we might get a chance to see that too, because I don't know how long I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be down there and I'm going to leave and I'm going to come back, but we'll see what happens. But it's going to be live on the network. I want to say around like 9:30. All that's going to be recorded. The camera crew is going to be down there too. They're going to be down there too. Is what correct? Tell me which part you're talking about. What's correct? The camera crew going to be down there, so they're going to record all the stuff. So if the internet service, which is bad down there, is not doing too well, the camera crew is going to catch all of it. We're going to go ahead and we'll get that uploaded probably later that night sometime. They work faster than my team. The camera crew, they be gone. And then later on tomorrow night, we'll have our regular Thursday live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to that. So y'all, we'll get on there and chop it up like we chop it up. We're gonna make some stuff happen, y'all. Gonna make stuff happen. So look, y'all, I gotta get up off here. That joker coming back. I can hear a little footstep. He jumping now. I gotta get up off here, y'all. So look, in the meantime, y'all be good. I have fun being bad. I will see y'all good, clean folks in the morning. For those people that's rocking. For the people that just on social media still trying to wait and figure it out. Tomorrow, I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow for a full time. I don't freaking know if I'm gonna make it, because if I'm gonna go live in the morning on the network, I got some shows I gotta record tomorrow too. And then I got a live on the network tomorrow night. Probably not gonna be live tomorrow. I probably won't be live again until Friday. I'm thinking tomorrow morning around like 9:30, right? Law by the Citizens Community. That's right. 9:30. I'm gonna go live on social media to let y'all know that I'm live. So y'all get that notification, and then you'll know to come over to my platform. And then we'll go from there. And then yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make it on social media for a full conversation. I don't know. Take a loan from the whole life. 10K, and the 10K bar is still, yes. So T, you're 100% right. So when you borrow your cash value from your policy, remember you got a living benefit and a death benefit, right? Your death benefit is your death benefit. So let's say your death benefit is $100,000, right? And you got $10,000 fully vested in your policy, and you borrowed at $10,000. That $10,000 is still there getting compound interest daily, tax free. If you decide not to pay that $10,000 back, let's say you leave this planet and you just borrowed that $10,000 and you can't pay that $10,000 back because you left this planet. Your $100,000 life insurance policy, they got that death benefit, and that $10,000 that you took out that was getting compound interest daily, tax free, depending on how much money has been paid back to it, it's going to be less the amount that you took out on your death benefit. Hopefully that makes sense. You can borrow up to 85% of the 10K. So it'll be like $8,500. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you don't pay it back for whatever reason, it's going to come off your death benefit. You get it? But that money is still there getting compound interest daily, tax free. And you paying yourself back an interest rate. So that's why I say that stuff can get crazy. I'm not a licensed insurance broker. I see insurance goddess over here. She's gonna keep me honest. Lux, I don't see him in here tonight. He might crew pop in here. I'm about to get off anyway. But Speak with a licensed insurance broker. I promise you, when you start really digging into this stuff and they start giving those illustrations, it's gonna bake your noodle. Trust me, it baked mine. So look, y'all, I gotta get up off of here. In the meantime, y'all be good and have fun being bad. Again, tap in over there with me at Zabo103tv.com, the law-abiding citizen community. We back up on the message board doing what we do. I gotta get back in there tonight and get a little active. I'm probably gonna get a little active in there tonight while I'm eating and stuff. So look, y'all be good or have fun being bad. Oh, I almost forgot. The first episode of the course is up in the network. I know y'all been asking about the course. It's gonna come out in episodes. The first episode of the course is up. It's up under, some people say tomato, some people say ketchup tastes better, tomato. Go in there. The first episode is up. You can go in there and watch it. It's a quick, it ain't a long watch. I think it's like 30 minutes or something like that. It's enough to get you started. So I was gonna make a full course about how to connect the dots on all these different things that I've been talking about. I decided to put it in the network. So for the $12.99, instead of you paying $1,300 for that course, it's included in the network. No ebook on it yet. Once we get through all of the weeks, all of the episodes of that course, it's going to be packaged up. And once it get packaged up, then if you're not on the network and you want the course, it's going to cost you $1,300. If you want that ebook and you want all the material, all that other stuff, and you're on the course, you're on the network, I'm just gonna say just watch it, because you ain't gonna want to pay that $1,300. It ain't gonna make sense. That's not a good business move. Just go watch it as many times as you want. I'll let y'all figure out the rest. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. And also in there, up under the message board, up under the law-abiding citizens community, right? Up under the law-abiding citizens community, up under the message board, there's a slight little recap of the course. I want to say it's up under Own Ethic Control Everything. Y'all check it out. My wife put a little synopsis up in there. Y'all, we going up. We gonna keep going up. This stuff gonna get crazy, and the app is coming soon. We're about 6 to 9 months away from the app rolling out for Zabo 103 TV. It's going down, y'all. TikTok has inspired me. They suspended me for the last time, and I got inspired, y'all. I said, we're gonna do something else. I'm going to stop complaining about somebody else's house, and I'm going to create my own. They inspired me, so I appreciate them. I got much love for every social media platform I'm on, much respect for them, and we're going to keep showing them love because they're showing us love, y'all. In the meantime, look, y'all be good or have fun being bad, and I'll see y'all good, clean folks in the morning. Y'all grandfathered in. That's right. Y'all grandfathered in. Peace.